how you accommodate yourself in ILS. Why ILS over GLC or any other college through Maharashtra City? How the moot court culture is better over here. Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Get Set Law by IMS. So as we have already started with the series of Law School Insider with one of the renowned institute in Mumbai. Now today in this session we have two very sweet personalities of ILS Pune College, that is Khushi and Sejal. So the most interesting part of our session is that we take students from the different years. So Khushi is from third year and Sejal is from fifth year. They both have made an entry to these years recently only. And I will put up a lot many questions which the students believe that while entering into ILS Pune, these all things I should know. And the most important part of this video explicitly on our channel is that it's a first-hand data. So data or the first-hand information, which we want all the law aspirants should know it, and then you decide whether you want to get into the college. So there is no script which has been given to these two. A few questions were shared, but they are also not knowing which question can come up to which one. Okay. So before starting up with this, we'll have an introductory portion from both of you. So let's start with first Khushi and then Sejal. So tell about yourself. You are from which city? Why you have chosen law as a field? Was it the 12th standard may you have decided? So something related to that, which is there in a student jo 11th and 12th standard mein hoga. Let's start with Khushi.
Okay. So, hi, hello everyone. My name is Khushi Jain and I am from Yaswal, Maharashtra, which is also known as India. So, I've done my primary, secondary, and senior secondary education from my city itself. Then I moved to Pune for my undergraduate course. And currently, I will be starting with my third year this semester. So I was not sure what to do after 10th, and I was like, no, I do not want to pursue anything related to science that I was sure about. So I first decided, I sat with my parents and decided that, okay, what should we do? So we came up with some of the fields that I can study. And then finally I chose law and I joined some coachings after 10th only. And then after 1 month, my mom asked me again, are you sure? Do you want to pursue law? And I was like, yes, I am interested in it. And yes, I do not regret my decision. So, yeah.
Fair enough. So you have taken up any other law entrance exam or your focus was to get into only? So what was that journey?
Yes, no, I was first adamant about and I gave CLAT. However, I could not crack it, fortunately, unfortunately. Then I gave MHCT and some other law entrances as well, like Christ University's test as well. Then I fortunately got into MHCT and then, yes, here I am today.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Khushi, for this introduction. Let's move to Sejal.
Hello everyone, I am Sejal Patil, a final year law student and batch of 2025 at ILS Law College, Pune. I am originally from Nashik, where I've done my schooling and junior college. And after that, I moved to for my law school. After my 10th itself, I was not sure which stream I should. I attended a few webinars. I talked to my parents. I talked to my school teachers. What should I do? Then they suggested me take up science as the first choice they gave me. And I decided not to take the direct decision. I attended a few foundation classes of science. And then I understood that science is not meant for me. And what is more practical, what is more logical, then I came to the field of commerce. And that is how I ended up choosing commerce in my 11th and 12th. Now, after that, what to do after 11th and 12th of commerce? Again, a big question because all my other peers were doing CA or CS, or a few of them were doing MBA and law. Then I again talked to my college, junior college faculties, my tuition faculties, and they suggested me what you should do. You should talk to people who are already in the field, who are working in this field. And through their connections, I talked to a few advocates, CA, and a few persons who were in the MBA. And then I realized I loved the dynamic of an advocate, of a lawyer, what they were doing in their everyday life. And I wanted that dynamic in my life. So that is how I ended up choosing law, and then I started with the coaching of law entrance exam.
Okay, so that is a very great point which now Sejal just mentioned, and I think this was the thing which I was also told by my seniors and mentors when I was in college based out in Bhopal, that whenever you want to get into any field in this today's world with this social media thing, we can definitely connect with people on LinkedIn and talk to them about the fields. Maybe not a very senior person because they must have like experience a lot, but maybe someone who have just made an entry 5 years or 6 years ago only into the field of law, C and something. So I think this is a very great point. Chalo, so that's great. So the first question which I want, that you both are girls and you have moved to a city that is Pune, okay, which is which is very closer to or just a neighbor to Mumbai. So one of the another biggest city that happens to be close to Mumbai. So was it a very difficult decision? Because it has been seen that a lot of time girls has that thing. I'm not being like discriminatory over here, but it happens because also for the parents also just after 12, can we allow our child or our student or our daughter to move to a city like Pune? So first, let's have answer from Sejal.
Okay. So in my case, it really differs from person to person. But in my case, my parents were sure about sending me to Pune because my elder sister, she also lived in Pune for her education, and we have relatives at Pune. So they were sure about that we can send her to Pune and she can adjust well with the help of everyone there. And speaking in general, it is a safe city for girls to adjust, to accommodate, even if they don't have many people there, because there are many students who are from outside Maharashtra. They don't have many relatives in the Pune. But still, it's a safe city for girls to stay and
That's great. So Sejal has already spent about like 4 years almost in Pune, right, Sejal?
yes.
Yes, okay. Let's go to Khushi. So Khushi, you have just recently, it's been like only 2 years, and right now also you are taking up this session from Pune itself. So what was your experience of Pune as a city?
Pune as a city is very friendly in nature. Even the environment is very good. The peers have helped me a lot because friends, you get comfortable with them once, so you do not feel much. Okay, so I've left so many things behind, and now I moved to a new city. So I feel the peers matters also. So Pune as a city has been so far very great for me, and the campus in itself, because I was in my first year residing at college hostel. So the campus was so lush green, and the rainy season we used to enjoy the scenery. So in during the mornings, we used to hear, peacocks, and even sometimes we used to see peacocks outside our window. So it was very great experience for me, and my parents were comfortable. Even they were happy. Oh, so we were thinking that you will be going beyond Maharashtra because we were thinking about flat. So, but now you are in Pune within Maharashtra itself. So they were very happy about it.
Okay, so now you have already touched my another question that related to the campus thing. So Khushi, continuing with that. So first tell me that ILS as a campus is how it is like. Does that give that a luxury vibe or not? Besides that, in the campus, what all amenities are there which makes a student comfortable? And the next question attached to it is how you accommodate yourself in ILS, whether there are hostels or are they limited hostels, and if the hostels are there, how it is like for like for females, how it is. Then we'll go to Sejal for the same question. Okay.
Okay. So regarding the campus, as I mentioned, it is very lush green, and we have a hill behind the college itself. So many a times we friends go together and just climb the hill in the morning and then come back in the afternoon or in the evening. So that is that. Even the infrastructure is very homely, not very luxurious, because obviously the college has completed 100 years. So you cannot expect much of modernization. However, we have projectors in almost every classes, and the amenities which college provides are ample to grow and develop. So we have canteen, which is very student friendly. Then we have gymnasium. However, you have to pay for that. We have swimming pool, which is one of the attracting point for students. However, if you do not know how to swim, then you have to pay again. We have a cricket ground as well. We have table tennis, carom, chess, which we can go and play in lunch break. Then we have a long tennis court as well. So there are many things regarding sports, and we have a very great library. we can find many of the books which we cannot find elsewhere. So that is one another point. Also, we get subscriptions regarding various databases. So yes, that is about the activities. Then coming to the accommodation part, we have two girls. One is old girls hostel, one is new girls hostel, which has capacity around to accommodate around 200 to 220 students. So we get meals 4 times a day, which is a great thing. Only on Sundays we do not get a dinner. Then apart from that, old hostel has common washrooms and 2 seaters and 3 seaters room, for which the fees is 1,85,000, which is a bit on a costier side. And the new hostel has 2 seater rooms with attached bathrooms, and the cost for which is 2,35,000. So many a times students fail to take PGs or flats outside the hostel, college hostel. So yes, that is that. And there are ample amount of PGs and flats, even hostels outside the college campus within the radius of 3 to 4 kilometers. So it's not much of a hassle to find accommodation.
So a lot of positives to hear from in context with the accommodation part. So Sejal, what have been your experience like? I also want, adding to what Khushi said, I want you have already been in this city for like with the seniority level for staying in a city over here. You are more in context with Khushi. So you must have interacted with a lot of male friends also and female friends also. So what have been their thing, like they must have discussed certain thing which like normally people don't tell it, yeah, I'm not able to live over here or I'm very much happily able to live. So tell your experience also and tell their experience also.
Sure. So in my case, I have lived at different places throughout my 4 years. So initially, when I came to after lockdown, in my fourth semester, so I chose to live outside college hostel, which was also a good option. After that, I shifted to a PG, and after that, I shifted to a flat. So I have had 3 experiences of accommodation in the Pune, and all 3 were great because the people were great and the food quality was also great everywhere. So that is one thing. About my interaction with the boys, they also say the same thing. Almost all of my friends, they have been staying in the flat or in the PG, and they get food services there which are also good, or there are various messes outside the college as well and in the college as well. So the food facility is good in the college and outside as well. So it's on a positive note only.
Okay. So now I've heard both of you have told us the positive things. Any one negative point which you have seen, like you have experienced, and you can just give the suggestion to the upcoming students so that they come mentally prepared in context with the city and the accommodation in ILS Pune. Say any negative thing which you have heard or experienced.
So first thing is, for the girls hostel in the college, in terms of accommodation, it's a bit on expensive side. So they can connect to other seniors. If they want to have a budget friendly accommodation, then they can connect to seniors or any of their peers, and they can choose to live outside hostel as well. So that's one option they can go through. Secondly, for the boys hostel, it's not as luxurious as the girls hostel. So they can, for the boys as well, they can also choose to live outside hostel. That would be the suggestion.
Okay. And to get in connect with these seniors, is it very smooth walk for any new student? Because if I am a new student, I'm making an entry into the college, how will I get that access? I'm not part of any WhatsApp group or the college group or anything. How can I do that?
So at the time of admission process itself, you get to meet many people. At that time, the
Okay.
connections can be made on the campus itself, or the connections can be made on LinkedIn as well. Because
Okay.
when we were in our first 2 years, I made connections online only because that was our only option. And then after that, I made those people on campus as well. So that is one way we can connect. And all the seniors in the college at my time as well were really friendly, and that will be the same for the next batches as well.
So you got a friendly greet in this, so I believe you will going to give friendly greet to others also.
Yeah.
Yes. So Khushi, any one negative thing besides what Sejal said, like you have experienced?
Beside that, I feel in every MHCET colleges, you will feel that since there is a cap of 85% for Maharashtra students. So the outsiders might feel that, okay, everyone is speaking in Marathi, and even the lecturers and professors sometimes might go to their mother tongue, while scolding or like this. So you have to be prepared. Even I speak Hindi at my home. So, but I know Marathi, so because I'm residing in Maharashtra. So, but yeah, they might feel that it is very overwhelming that everyone is speaking Marathi, so they can take that.
Okay, but I think it is a learning phase. So in the span of 5 years, you will learn Marathi. And I think to be in the field of law and you want to get into internships, getting into High Court in Mumbai or going to any other court in Pune, you have to know this language, I believe. So because when I was working with a company as a CS, so I have to visit either to registrar of companies or the others ministries or maybe SEBI. So there we have to, like, if I don't speak anything in Marathi, but at least I should understand. But that's a good thing. I believe that India is a culturally based country, so we should know multiple languages. Yeah, Sejal wants to add
Many of
something.
my friends are actually from outside Maharashtra. Some of them are from South India side, who don't even know Hindi. So
Yes.
Marathi is even a far option. But now in the 5th year, they have learned Hindi very fluently, and now they understand Marathi as well. So that happens gradually, automatically.
So that is what I'm saying. The learning phase, learning phase may the type of mold you're going to get, the data you're going to input inside, definitely that is what will be the output. That's great. So the next most important thing, which I would want you both to answer it on your basis experience, because you have chosen ILS over another college that is known with Maharashtra cities, GLC Mumbai. So what is that comparative thing? And definitely you must have encountered this question. Maybe you would have not got a chance to get into GLC, or maybe you would have got a chance, but you have chosen ILS. So why ILS over GLC or any other college through Maharashtra city? Khushi and then Sejal.
So I knew some of the seniors at ILS and even GLC. So I contacted both of them, and gradually I learned that okay, classes at my time there was no attendance policy at GLC. However, I am a person who needs regular classes and full experience of a college life. So therefore, I this was main reason of for me to choose even college, and for the city also. City is also one of the reasons why I chose ILS over GLC. Also later on, I gradually saw that okay, the ILS provides a lot of opportunities for the students, which are beneficial for their professional as well as personal development. So yeah, that is why I chose ILS.
So we'll come to that opportunity point. Just keep that thing in mind. What all opportunities are there? Okay, Sejal.
Yes, so adding on to the Kushi's point, same, I also contacted who were already in the IELTS and GC. And after learning that there are the attendance and the regular lectures in the IELTS is a plus point, because I wanted to learn everything theoretically and understand everything first, and then implication part of it later comes as well. But in the case of JLC, they didn't have a regular or compulsory attendance policy. They didn't have regular lecture. So that is one thing that why I chose ILS. And secondly, there was a lot of confusion on how the moot court culture goes in both the colleges. And when I talked to various seniors of mine in the ILS and JLC, I thought that ILS had a much better moot court culture here.
Can you elaborate more onto this moot court culture? Sorry, I'm cutting you in between, but can you elaborate more how the moot court culture is better over here?
Because we have a very structured system here, that we have in the first year itself, we have novice competition to introduce the newcomers into the moot court field. Secondly, we have furnace competitions under which we are being given rank as the speaker rank or the researcher rank. And if we qualify into this, then only we can represent outside the islands in the inter-college competition.
Okay.
So that is second thing. Third thing is that there are many prestigious competitions in the country, which are national competitions or the international moot court competition. So the college gets invited for that. And ILS is known for this. So there are many winners from the ILS who has come up as runners-up in the various national competitions, in the international competitions, which was very attractive to me. So I thought, if I am going to get such seniors who will guide me into this, then why not? So that is how
Okay.
I chose it.
That's great. That's it. Okay, Khushi, coming to the opportunity part, what all opportunities you were talking about?
Yes, so opportunities in the sense we have a large amount of competition within the college. Like the students are very competitive because there are a lot of cells and committees which hold sessions and other competitions as well. So in every 10 to 15 days or so, we have one or another competition coming up. So which helps, for your personal development. So for me, it was very helpful because I used to take part in each and every competition in intra colleges. So intra college. So now which helped me to grow and then represent my college at other different competitions.
Okay. So what are those competitions?
So there are many committees. So each of them has a specific is based on specific field of law. So for example, I am a part of a Center for Technology, IPR, and Media Laws. So they have their tech IP in which they provide quiz competitions or moot court competitions, which will have problems relating to media laws or IPRs or the technology laws. So moot courts. Then recently we also hosted a policy making competition in which the students were provided with a problem related to AI, right? And then they have to make a policy which can be implemented in future. So yeah, there are various competitions conducted by various sectors and cells.
Okay, so you mentioned about the committee and the cell part. So either of you can just give an answer to it, that you were part of which committee in which year and how you became part of it. Like what all that eligibility is there, or is it just giving up the name or the prior knowledge or any eligibility or the selection criteria happens. So let's have first from Sejal and then Khushi. You.
Okay. So it's not a very easy process. The every committee gives out forms, and we have to fill those forms with all the details, with all the questions they have asked in it. After that, they shortlist the students, and after shortlisting, if it's up to the committee if they're going to conduct interviews or they're going to ask any other question had to be filled up. So it depends on the committee. So the committees I were part of. Initially, it has been environment law cell of the college. Then there is quiz club in the college. After that, I was also part of DEPSOC, that is the debating society. But later I withdrew from it because many other extracurricular activities were taking up my time. So yeah, I was part of these committees, and also there are many other committees who has a pretty good process of inducting the students, and it usually happens in the first 3 years where they induct the students, and after that it's only the core committee who heads the committee activity. And in fact, there is we have another committee of the law journal, which requires for us to submit a blog or an article. After that, they evaluate the student, their write-up, and after that they make the selection. So every committee has their own process, but it's not easy. It's a rigorous process.
It's a student from first year itself get a chance to get be part of these committees, or there is some other criteria?
It depends on the committee, not because some committee prefers the students from the second years, but a few committees who take up students from the first year as well. So it really depends on the committee.
So it's the committee's call and also the student participation as well.
It's the committee's call because every
Committee's
student
call,
is
okay.
yes, it's because
They
as
want to be part of it.
yes, as Khushi already mentioned that the competition is very high. Everyone is very competitive. So it's like almost everyone wants to be part of the committee. So because of the competition, it's the committee's call.
And why students wants to be part of this committee? Is it like adding value to their like CV or something, the profile, or it's just the experience, the exposure, the interaction? That is why students join. Is it a mix of both?
So it's really a mix of both, and not just the both things. There are many other things. So very first thing is the networking opportunity, that you get to network with the seniors, you get to interact with them, you get to know how things work in the college, and the organization skills we get, the leadership skills we get, because law school is not just a course, it's a personality development part of it.
Yeah.
So that very much happens if we become the part of the committee. And yes, it looks good on the CV as well. So why not?
Yeah. So like you have seen your graph to be increasing in context with personality in the past 4 years, right?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Okay. ठीक है. Khushi, which committee, which cell? and how?
Yes, sir. So just to clarify certain things. So first year rights are generally expected to attend orientation session first of all. So just to get the gist of what the committees does and do over the period of time. And then gradually in the first year, they're expected to attend the other sessions conducted by the sets in the committees, the competitions which they hold. And then once they get the gist about what their interest lies, then they're expected from second year to apply for these committees once the committees introduce their induction forms. So from first year, I guess DEPSOC, which is the debating society, and also the placement cell takes inductions from the second semester onwards. However, the rest of the committees take students from second and third year generally. However, depending on the vacancies, they also may take up students from fourth year. But first year rights are generally not expected to take part, because once you get inducted in the committees, you are expected to be with them till their fifth year. Obviously, you can withdraw if there are certain certain things which you might not be dealing with. So depending on that you can withdraw. And yes, so once the students get know their interest, they may apply from second year onwards. So the same process which Sejal already discussed about the forms and then interviews. So some committees expect, like we have International Law Set Committee, which releases its newsletter every month. So for the induction process, they also assess your writing skills. So they want you to submit a essay of around 400 or some words, depending on your choice of topic. And then depending on that, they take up for you for an interview with any presentation about your own topic which you wrote about. So it depends on cell to cell, but yes, it's not very easy process.
Thank you. Okay. So continuing with this academic thing only which we are talking, we just missed out one part, that we do have classes, and you mentioned that that was a selecting factor for you people to be in ILS then GLC. But recently when I interviewed one of the student from the third year, they mentioned now the student demanded and they also have a regular classes, but still I think ILS already had this set procedure. They have been having regular classes. So since talking about the class, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, what is that year-wise class breakup? That first year where you have daily these many classes from this time to this time, what is that? So for first 2 years, let's go with Khushi, and for if Sejal wants to add to it, she can add. Then third and fourth year, she will be the one. Okay. So Khushi.
Yes. So from my batch on, which is from 2023, BBA was also introduced. So we have one section of BBA and four sections of BA LLB. BBA LLB and BA, so which comprises of almost 300 students in one batch. So in first and second year, currently now, or 2023 onwards, there are 300 students in each batch, apart from LLB students. Then we have 4 subjects in first year as well, each and every semester in the initial 2 years. So the classes are from afternoon shift, so might be onwards from 11:30 or 12:30, which lasts till 3:30 or 4:30, depending on timings. So it's very flexible. It's up to only 4 hours. So we can easily manage academics with extracurricular activities or pursuing your hobbies or anything you want to do. So yes, that is the point.
So for the first year and second year, that was the timing, 12 to 3 and 4. That is what you are saying.
Yes, for 4 hours. So 12:30 to 4:30 or 11:30 to 3:30.
3.
Yes.
Okay. And each class comprises of 45 minutes?
Yes, almost 48 minutes it is.
48 minutes. Okay. So that has been the first 2 years. Then we go to third and fourth year.
Yes. So in third year as well, the classes are in the afternoon. For the fourth and fifth year, the classes are in the morning. So in the third year, as Khushi mentioned, the class timing is usually from 11:30 to 3:30 or from 12:30 to 4:30. Depends on the optional subject as well, which is included in the third year. So that is one extra hour there. And in the fourth and fifth year, the classes are in the morning, which is on advantageous side, because in the afternoon, the fourth and fifth year batch students can do their internships or can go in the course for the internship. So the class timing is usually from 7 to 12 and depends on the option subject. So it usually goes till 12:30 or by 11:45.
Okay, so the college initially allows you to a bit relaxed in the morning, come in afternoon study, and in the last 2 years they say get up early, come to college, then do whatever you want to do. But yeah, so engaging in the committees and extracurricular things, I think the college time must be in the initial year. Students must be going to college near about 9 o'clock, right? That should be the time, or they go only when the class happens. How do students do it in the initial years? Like they have to be in the college at 9 o'clock, or they can come directly at their class time.
No, they have to directly come at their class timing, but some students prefer to sit in the library in the morning so they
Okay.
can study. So, people living in the college hostels, they find it convenient. However, the people living outside, they come directly for the classes. Now, after classes, as I mentioned earlier about the committees taking up sessions and all, so each and every committee has a planned session. So they release 1 week
Okay.
prior that, okay, we are going to take up this session at this timing on this topic. So the students interested can, wait after classes. So usually after 15 minutes, after the completion of the classes, the sessions are taken up. So for example, if I complete my classes 4:30, so and if I am interested in the session which is going to happen, so I sit for 15 minutes, and from 4:45 the session starts and lasts up to 45 minutes or 1 hour.
Okay.
So yes.
And what is the attendance thing which needs to be maintained? Is it some percentage? Is there a marks being given for attendance? Or what's the minimum attendance a student needs to maintain?
So 75% is the attendance which student has to maintain. ILS has a very strict attendance policy. I have a batchmate of mine who is again repeating first year because his attendance was not full. So below 75. But if you manage to keep your attendance till 55% also, then also you can comply with the attendance policy, because ILS accepts 20% of the medical. So by maintaining 55%, you can add up to 20% of the medical, then yeah, you are good to go.
Sejal, you want to add anything?
Yeah, the same point. ILS has a very strict policy. So if you are the one who is not going to attend lectures regularly, then ILS is not for you, because the policy is very strict that they won't even allow you to give exams.
Okay.
So that's one thing to note.
Okay. And what is the exam period which happens? It happens in which month? Since it's a semester system, it must be happening 2 times a year.
Yes. So from our time, the system was a bit disrupted, because after lockdown they had to cover everything in the three months of period.
Right.
So, but after a fourth year, the system was regulated by the university itself, because ILS comes under Savitribai Phule University, that is SPTO. So under that only the exams are held. The first semester of the year, the exams are usually done in the month of November or October, and the second semester of the year, the exams are held usually in the month of April or May, as our exams are recently done in the month of April.
Okay. Okay. Now, since while you guys were telling about the morning shift for fourth and fifth year, and you get a chance for the internship, so how does this internship thing happen? So we'll start with Sejal onto this, because she has been into this journey right now. So what is that?
So internships. So first thing, talking about myself, I started with internships from my third year onwards, because I have mentioned that first 2 years were online. So after third year onwards, I started with my internships. And in terms of ILS, in giving the internships, we have internships. We have internship cell in the college, which provides notifications and updates if there are any internship opportunities. You have to register for the cell, and they have a Google Classroom on which they give such notifications and post about it. In which you have to send your CV, and then they make a shortlist. They may conduct an interview as well, and after that you may get shortlisted for an internship. So the internships could be of tier 1 firms, or any in-house, or any litigation firms, various kinds of internships that the college provides for.
So this opportunity directly gets from the first year itself, yeah, there is some duration from third or fourth year.
So it really depends, but the opportunities for the tier 1 firms or the even tier 2 firms are usually given to the fourth and fifth year students, as they have more experience in the law, they have a bit of knowledge in the law.
Knowledge.
Those opportunities are given to them, but some opportunities are given to the third year students as well. However, the first 2 years, they aren't given much opportunities, because the first 2 years in the 5-year law course, they are usually of BA or BBA core subjects, which doesn't have law. So from third year onwards, the opportunities are given.
So you will suggest students to take up the internships from first year to have an exposure, or you will say ki let it be from third year only?
So I would say the to take up internships from the first year itself, so that they can get good internships from the third year in the tier one. Because
Okay.
for getting into tier one as well, you have to submit your CV. But if you haven't done anything in the first 2 years, what to be filled in the CV? That is another
Okay.
question that many my juniors have been asking me. So that is
Okay.
my one suggestion, that in the first 2 years, take up an internship in the, you can do in the NGO or in the any litigation chamber where not much of law work is there, but only clerical or the drafting work. So that is where they can do their internship in the first 2 years and have something in their CV. Also, there are many online internships which requires blog submission or article submission, which is also helpful to have something as an addition into their CV. So that is one suggestion. And also, recently ILS has launched a mentor-mentee program. So in that also, I'm a mentor to a few second and third year students. So I suggest them the same thing, that start an internship as early as you can, so that you will have that idea what to do after your fifth year as well. And secondly, you will have something in your CV as well.
Okay. So now Khushi have been told about this. So Sejal is mentoring you right now about this, that what you should have been doing. So since you have already passed 2 years, have you tried to get into any internships? Did you apply for it?
Yes. So in my first year, I was a bit conscious about it. So I just observed, and then after my completion of first year, I took an internship and did my internship at the district court. So which provided me with courtroom experience, like how the process or procedures happen and how things are done. So it was helpful for me. And then I also did an online internship at a firm. So I also believe that you should do internship from first year onwards, because then you gradually take up to things on how, okay, the processes are done and how things are to be managed. And in later stages, you can also focus more about your organization skills or your leadership skills, which also a tier one law firms want. So as Agent mentioned earlier about internship, we did not have internship break as a specific break. So we
Okay.
get 1 month of preparatory leave before the examination, final examination. So in those days, we can take up internship, or after the completion of one whole academic year, we get a plenty good amount of time. It's around 45 days. So during that time, we can do internships. And yes, it's not very like easy to get internships in initial years, because you do not have law subjects. But yeah, people try and they get internships from their second year. Yes.
Okay, so I think the conclusion of this thing, the internship thing, I would suggest for any student who's planning to make an entry to IELTS, go with this mindset that you will have regular classes, attendance is must, be exploring towards these internship opportunities, try to figure out what all committees are there, since Khushi already mentioned about the orientation part and Sejal mentioned about the mentor-mentee thing. So be part of it, talk to seniors. So I think that is what is the overall development of a student in the next 5 years will going to take place. Because if a student is going with a mindset that I'm going to attend only classes and will come out with a college, I think he will be just 20-25% ready for the practical field. But it's a combined effort for this. So that is what the clarity for any aspirant should be there. Okay. Now coming to the most demanded question by everyone, sir, what is the placement thing which happens in any college? So, see, what have been your experience for the placement thing? You already know a lot of seniors who have passed being in a company's tier one, tier two firms. So, what have been their call? Is ILS providing a very strong base for us? And what have been this placement thing? We don't want to have the exact package being offered, but at least some thought process, or at least some number or a figure should be there in a particular person's or a student's mind or the parents' mind, which is very required, because it's an expenditure being done for a 5 years, or I would say not an expenditure, an investment being done in this field. Are they actually going to get something out of it? So what is a student should expect? I'm going to get this placement or this range placement. Sejal.
Yes. So the process starts from the placement cell examination. There is an examination that the placement cell conducts. called as eligibility test. If you passed that exam, it's an open book test where you carry all your barracks, but the exam is not that easy. So when you pass the exam, you becomes eligible to seek for the placements. So that's the very first thing. Secondly, placement cell conducts from your fourth year onwards some soft sessions and some sessions on the law subjects which are important for the placement. For example, contract law, or there is Companies Act, or some other areas of law which are usually asked in the interviews or which are required for the placement. So the placement cell conducts all those sessions meanwhile, and after starting with their fifth year from June or July onwards, the companies start to come, or the law firms start to come. So again, there is another Google Classroom which is made for such notifications where the placement cell updates which the next firm is coming. What are the requirements? If there is an Excel sheet to be filled with all the information, or if there is any CV, or if there is any other requirement, because it depends on the firm to firm what is their requirement. Because
Right.
it's been a year that I have been also part of the placement process. So sometimes a company or a firm has their own process of, for example, they require a test to be given,
Okay.
or any other test they give to
Right.
us, and after that they make a short test. So
Okay.
it's not an easy process. It's a very, very complicated and very tough process to be part of. But it's all worth it if we have taken all the efforts into it. Another thing that the placement cell has its registration fees as well. It's not a direct application or registration. They require it depends year to year, and at our time we almost spent 20,000 to be part of the placement cell process, because they conduct
Okay.
various sessions from the various experts. So
Okay.
it's an investment, and it's a worth an opportunity to be part of. And another thing about the average placement ratio, or the how many placements happen. So as I've seen in my seniors as well, around 40 to 50 students get placed easily by the end of their fifth year. And in my batch, yet 30 students have been placed, and the process will still go on. The process goes on for around 3 years. So the college is not like so in your fifth year only you have to get placed. The placement process goes on after the graduation as well. Until and unless you get placed, the college is with you, the placement cell is with you, and they give all the support as in the process.
Okay. So what been
Uh,
the package?
Yes, yes. Coming to that point, the average, I would say, around 15 lakhs, the tier one provides, and more than that, or some in-house as well. The companies, because companies usually provide quite a good package. So, more than 15 lakhs they provide. For the tier two, it goes on from 7 to 13, and for tier three or boutique law firms or any other litigation firms, it's around 7 or less than that.
Okay, okay. So that totally depends upon which firm you are going to, which tier firm you are trying to go for it. So I think it's a decent package after having an investment for the 5 year term. So I think it's a good thing which Khushi is now aware of it. And I think by this information, a lot of students is now aware that this is a first hand data, or maybe we can consider it's an average data. So it could range between maybe 10, 12 lakh to even 17, 18 lakh. That totally depends upon how you have been in 5 years. What is your knowledge? Are you like able to cover up those tests which Sejal mentioned, and the entire process you have been part of it? So I think this is a very good information which we can share it with a lot of students over here. Now the last question, Kushi, you want to add anything to this? If yeah, it's
No, Sejal has covered everything.
covered everything. Okay. So also just to tell to the viewers right now that since the number you might be thinking that if a 300 student batch is there, 40, 50 students are only getting placed. So this is a data which the student choose to get themselves placed. A lot of students decides to go for PG courses. They want to study more. Somewhere people want to prepare for UPSC also. Some go for judiciary also. So that's why the number could vary. But as far as I know, the on an average, I think 1/3 of the student gets through to the placements, and near about 100 students, and even it could be more than that. But few decides to get into maybe practice or joining some another firm which is not directly through college. ठीक है. But since we have been talking about the placement thing and internship thing has already been talked about, is there anything pre-placement things which has happened in the college with the internship opportunity which the college gave it to the students?
So the pre-placement opportunities, that is PPO, it's not from the college, where it's the sole efforts of the students.
Okay.
Because in their third year they join, if they get an internship in the tier 1 or tier 2, and if they continue their work there, and if the employer or the firm likes their work, then they offer them a PPO. So placement cell doesn't have a say into this, but it's the students' efforts that gets them the PPO in their fourth year, or even if in their fifth year. So many of my friends have received a PPO as well in their fourth year itself.
Okay. So, one last question to end up this session. So, Sejal, how you have seen law as a field in the past 4 years, as per your experience in the growth context, when people are trying to get into field of law, and as we have seen, if we talk about the aspirants for Maharashtra city, it has already reached about 65,000 to 70,000 the last year's data. This year data is about to be published on the website. And for CLAT also, the students are trying. Initially it was only 1,500 to 2,000 students 10 12 years back. It has reached to 65,000 to 70,000. So the number have been increasing in context with the people who have been trying to give the exams. But as you have seen the practicality of the field, how you are seeing it till here and the future from here, and in which field in the law? Like, field in the law means whether it is the litigation part or the practice part or the judiciary, how you are seeing it, so that from your lens a perspective is going to given to the students.
Okay. So my law school journey have been through ups and downs, through highs and lows. Because as I mentioned that we came directly into our fourth year here in the college, so we had to catch up with a lot of things here. But so now we catch up with a lot of things, because I personally started taking part into lot of activities, try to connect with as many seniors as I can, and that gave me an edge over other my peers, because that gave me various opportunities that were introduced me through my seniors, even some of my internship opportunities. So networking was one thing that is a very important part of my law school journey, and that is going to be there in the law field. So that is one thing. And second thing is that law school is a very competitive place. So the mindset should be very strong to be here if you are taking part into various activities, that there are going to be failures, there are going to be wins. So everything is going to be a learning part of it. Everything is going to be a learning process. So there shouldn't be any setback, because as I remember in my first moot court competition, I was grilled by the judges so badly that I literally started crying when I came out of the courtroom. So these are all the things that are going to happen. There are going to be setbacks, but everything is worth the effort, I would say. But we should have that mindset that yes, this is also another learning opportunity, and we should keep learning through all of this thing. And even after that, in the law school journey, it's very important to have good connection with your own classmates as well, because even if we make connections with the seniors and everyone, but we are going to be in the field with our classmates, and ILS is known to have amazing have an amazing base of the alumni who are working in the different areas of the law, who are working in the different fields, and that is same going to happen with us as well. So it's important to have a good connection with our own classmates as well, a good dynamic with them. So these are a few things that I experienced in my law school journey, and the very important part is my personality. When I came to Pune, I was very shy and very reserved person, that I wouldn't be talking much. But then I realized that if I don't talk, if I don't take the initiative, if I don't become proactive, then nothing is going to happen. Then I started grabbing opportunities by talking more and more, by taking more efforts. So that has shaped my personality a lot. That has given me an amazing confidence that now I can speak with calm and composure even in moot courts that I've been part of. And now with the communication with other professions as well, that you need to have good communication hold. That all things that has been given me to in this law school journey.
Okay, and how you are seeing the law field like going ahead right now? Like, what is your plan? Will you be like going into the corporate segment or like the judiciary or anything? What is your
So,
way here?
yes, so I have planned to go into the corporate field as I'm a lawyer, and also when I read an internship in the court, I realized that corporate internships are much better and much suitable for me, as I was always interested in the contracts or the company's part of it. So I'll be going into the corporate field, and as I mentioned that I've been part of the placement sale process, and the placement sale process goes on even after the graduation. So through that or even any other means, I will be going to the corporate side. But there are many other opportunities in the law field. As you also mentioned that only 1/3 of the students go into the corporate side. There are many other students who goes into practice in the litigation or in the LLM, the post-graduation part or the judiciary exams or any other competitive exams as well.
ठीक है. And Khushi, what's your view since it's just the start of the journey? It's only 2 years. What is like giving you that boost? Because this boost would be needed for a student who is just 2 years junior to you, but need that boost. I want to like be superly motivated to be in this field for the next 3 years. What is that thing?
Okay, so as you mentioned that it's just a beginning. So initial 3 years, I believe, are experimental. You experiment with your interests, like through internships and sessions and classes and subjects, all of them. So you just decide, okay, what is suitable for yourself. And moving forward, you gradually see your seniors. The senior base is amazing at ILS, and they are so friendly. And if you want any advice, you can go. And earlier mentioned about the mentor-mentee session or the new activity which is conducted by the placement cell for the betterment of people in second and third year, so they get some advice from their seniors how their approach should be. So I believe that looking up to your seniors, that okay, how they've coped with the 5 years, how they have been grilled over through and through, and now what the product is. So I feel that is the motivation. Yes, I want to do this and I want to become a better person and better professional myself. So yes.
Okay, so I think in the college, be a learner. That's the only policy. And even I've also experienced when I was in college and based out in Bhopal, because I've done BCom and then I've done LLB. So during those 3 years, since I was in Bhopal, a lot of friends over there in the college, they always used to be like, keep the college is not that great. It's a government college. So, but still, there are a lot of opportunities in context with the fest, the cultural thing, and even the some a bit of internship opportunities, or maybe doing anything with the college. Like parallelly, I used to teach students, and that is the reason I have been into the teaching industry. So I think a lot of students, while they are in the college, they are definitely making content for the people or for the institutes, or maybe writing some blog articles from many institutes or for the companies. So I think this is what parallelly students can definitely go for and be into this journey. And then after the exploration in the 4th year or 5th year, they can decide what they can do. Because even though I believe that a lot of people after clearing their law or MBA or engineering, they still decide what to do next. Okay. So this what next is always a question which even comes to my mind also. I have achieved this, now what next? Okay. So that is always there. So it was very great, guys, and thank you so much for being part of this session. And to all the viewers right now, if you have been liking this series of Law School Insider, so please give a thumbs up, do like our video, and share this video as much as possible. And if anyone who's watching this video and believe that you need to add more information, so we are already providing you to comment on to these videos. So add the information what Sejal and Khushi have given into their busy time of their college. And so since their break is going on, but still they are exploring more into the internship part. So thank you so much. And I would try to take their personal email IDs and would try to put it in the description if they agree to share it with us. So because everyone doesn't, but if you guys agree that this is the email ID, if anyone wants to get in touch with us in context with college, so we'll definitely put it over there. Else anyone can get in touch with them on LinkedIn. I think both of you are there on LinkedIn. Yes.
Yes.
So anyone can.
It's a very much requirement to be on LinkedIn now.
LinkedIn, yes. So now she has already mentioned. So anyone who has done with the Maharashtra CT exam and aiming to get into ILS and wants to know about more the personal thing which we can't share it over on social media, you can definitely get in touch with them, get their numbers and anything on LinkedIn and get in touch. Okay. So bye bye guys. Take care and thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Hope to come with more interesting videos in the same series. Thank you so much, Khushi. Thank you so much. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much.